Battle is over. We have won.
Tywin's forces arrived. As King's Landing neared collapse, the Blackwater belongs to us. The army collapsed like a landslide. Stannis fled back to Dragonstone with his remnants. Weeks later, Tyrion heals, bearing a gruesome facial scar, worse than wounds. Tywin denies him any credit, no honors granted, and stripped of hand title. Though Tyrion saved King's Landing, he receives no recognition. Tywin claims Blackwater victory, usurping the hand position. Tyrion's demoted to Master of Coin, and politically neutered, powerless against Cersei now. The Maester Tyrion imprisoned, walks free again. Cersei visits her brother, not with concern, but to savor his downfall. Tyrion knows the Kingsguard assassin acted on Cersei's orders, yet proof eludes him. For protection, he doubles Bronn's pay to stay loyal. The Blackwater proved Tyrion's strategic brilliance. He confronts Tywin, demanding rightful rewards. Casterly Rock's lordship, since Jaime's oath, forbids inheritance. Kingsguard take no lands. Tyrion claims birthright as Tywin's true heir, but Tywin retorts, with searing contempt, "I'll let maggots feast, before letting you shame us."
I would let myself be consumed by maggot before mocking the family name and making you heir to Casterly Rock. Why?
Tywin Lannister was a master strategist. Under his leadership, House Lannister rose to prominence, but Tywin was a failure as a father. He saw Tyrion as a freak, a disgrace to the family, hated him more than Cersei did. Tyrion survived this long only because Tywin couldn't prove he wasn't his son. Tyrion remained expressionless at his father's explanation. Such injustice and prejudice. He'd endured too much. Meanwhile, Joffrey was rewarding houses for the Blackwater battle. The Tyrells and Tywin cleaned up the mess in the final hour. Joffrey promised to grant any request. Ser Loras Tyrell, the Knight of Flowers, who once defeated Jaime in a tournament, representing House Tyrell, proposed a marriage alliance with the Lannisters to wed his sister to Joffrey. His sister was Margaery Tyrell, called the Little Rose, outwardly sweet and gentle, but shrewd like her grandmother, the Queen of Thorns, skilled at winning people over. Joffrey approved of the Tyrells and Margaery's proposal, but refused, citing his betrothal to Sansa. Cersei intervened, endorsing the alliance. King's Landing needed allies, as Sansa's brother Robb sought to overthrow Joffrey. After persuasion from Cersei and the Grand Maester, Joffrey publicly broke off his engagement, vowing to wed Margaery soon. Sansa watched from above. The broken betrothal brought relief, not shame. Margaery differed from Sansa, knowing how to charm people and please Joffrey. She visited the slums personally, distributing aid in Joffrey's name to war orphans. Within days, she tamed even Joffrey, who had defied Cersei. As the wedding approached, Olenna Tyrell, the true power, arrived in King's Landing. The Lannister match was her scheme. After securing Joffrey's betrothal, the Queen of Thorns remained vigilant, seeking a controllable husband for her granddaughter. Uncertain of Joffrey's nature, she summoned Sansa to learn the truth about the king. Sansa initially hesitated, protecting her beloved, but finally confessed what Olenna sought to hear.
It's a monster.
Sansa's first public admission of hatred for Joffrey. She'd long lied to survive, even when Tyrion offered to annul the engagement. She claimed Joffrey was her true love, her survival strategy. Now she dared expose Joffrey. Perhaps seeking liberation through the Queen of Thorns' intervention, Tyrion took over Littlefinger's position as Master of Coin. Though discontented, he remained at the heart of power. Tyrion prepared to report financial affairs today, but was intercepted by Tywin, who declared more pressing matters to find Sansa a husband, and that man would be Tyrion. Tyrion was outraged. Sansa barely escaped Joffrey's cruelty. Now she's thrust into his care. Tywin dismissed objections, revealing crucial news. Robb Stark suffered heavy losses, losing half his forces. His campaign now crippled. Theon killed Bran and Rickon, Stark's remaining heirs. Thus Sansa becomes the key to the north, and sole heir to Winterfell. The Tyrells plan to wed Sasha too. We must act first to secure the north. Tyrion pitied Sansa's plight. Though he resisted, he had no choice. Cersei watched with cruel amusement, until Tywin's decree silenced her.
You'll marry Ser Loras.
Pawns in Tywin's grand strategy. Tyrion secures the north. Cersei binds us to the Tyrells, securing the Reach's loyalty. This ends Cersei's scandals too. Two reluctant pawns find rare common ground. Tyrion and Sansa's wedding proceeded swiftly in King's Landing. Joffrey presided as king, his eyes devoid of respect. He stole Tyrion's stepping stool. Joffrey's true purpose, to humiliate his uncle. On their wedding night, Tyrion refused to force himself on Sansa, promising instead,
I won't share your bed, not until you want me to.
What if I never want you to?
Tyrion wasn't immune to Sansa's charms, but deeper reasons stayed his hand. First, he felt unworthy, though experienced with women. They'd all been paid companions. Second, loyalty to Shae. Before and after wedding Sansa, he remained devoted to Shae. Third, respect for Ned Stark, the embodiment of honor. He inspired Jon Snow through example, designed Bran's special saddle, though Catelyn imprisoned him, and nearly got him killed, he bore no grudge. Abandoning the Lannister creed of vengeance, he showed the Starks mercy, yet Sansa showed no gratitude, retorting cruelly, never words that cut deep. While Tyrion walked with Sansa and Shae, Pod summoned Tyrion to council. Joffrey gleefully awaited them, eagerly ordering the maester to inform Tyrion of the news. It was Walder Frey, who orchestrated Robb Stark's murder. The letter details the infamous Red Wedding, a brutal massacre, and the greatest tragedy in Westeros. The Starks and Northern Lords were all slaughtered by Frey that night, eliminating the last threat to House Lannister. Joffrey, delighted, rewards Frey, and sends Robb's head to Sansa. Sansa, now Tyrion's wife, and Joffrey's aunt by marriage. Despite Varys' counsel, the king persists. Joffrey's arrogance peaks as he mocks his uncle.
I am the king! I will punish you.
The man who must say, I am the king, is no true king.
My father won the real war. He killed Prince Rhaegar. He took the crown while you hid under Castle Rock.
Joffrey's outburst tensions the throne room. The court stares at their foolish king. Though Tywin is hand, true power resides with him. He holds the realm's reins. Joffrey's crown holds no true weight. Without Lannister protection, he'd have perished long ago. The royal wedding with Margaery arrives. Lords bring lavish gifts for Joffrey. Tyrion presents a book, expecting mockery. Surprisingly, Joffrey feigns maturity. With peace restored, we should seek wisdom. Then suddenly, he grabs Tywin's Valyrian steel sword and shreds the book. Not content, he orders entertainment. The purple wedding begins. Performers enter, all dwarves like Tyrion, reenacting the War of the Five Kings. Joffrey roars at the crude spectacle. The guests exchange uneasy glances. After the play, Joffrey torments Tyrion further, forcing him to serve as cupbearer. Tyrion pours wine. As Joffrey taunts him, Tyrion takes Margaery's chalice. Joffrey chokes on his wine, gasping for air. Within moments, his arrogance fades as he collapses. Meanwhile, Sansa escapes King's Landing. Cersei finds Joffrey, foaming and purple-faced. Tyrion picks up the goblet, becoming the prime suspect.
You did this! You did this!
Thus falls Joffrey the Benevolent. Joffrey died at his own wedding. Tyrion is accused of murder and imprisoned in the dungeons. But he wasn't the real killer. Littlefinger and Lady Olenna planned it. Littlefinger planned and prepped the poison, and the fool was arranged by Littlefinger to get to Sansa. The poison was in Sansa's necklace. At the wedding, Lady Olenna secretly took the poison. Margaery likely did the deed. She was closest to Joffrey and had the chance. Littlefinger mentions it when he takes Sansa.
Do you remember that lovely necklace Fontus gave you? I don't suppose you noticed that a stone was missing after the feast.
Poison.
Bringing it in via Sansa, Littlefinger needed to involve her, cutting off her escape. As said before, Sansa is now the key to the north. Littlefinger already figured that out, and will use it. Also, he wants to create chaos, to climb the ladder. Lady Olenna framed Tyrion, to incite a Lannister family feud, weakening their power. The War of the Five Kings just ended. The Lannisters need the Tyrells to secure things, to hold on to their victory. By killing Joffrey, the alliance is broken. To keep the alliance, Margaery must marry Tommen. Tommen is easier to control than Joffrey. Littlefinger suggested Tyrion as cupbearer. With Joffrey's intellect, he wouldn't think to humiliate Tyrion that way. The king died suddenly. Only Cersei is truly upset. Tywin lectures Tommen at Joffrey's wake, using Joffrey as a bad example, urging Tommen not to follow his brother. Soon, Tommen is crowned the new king. Tywin doesn't seek justice for Joffrey, but as first judge, prepares to judge Tyrion. As the old lion of Lannister, he knows court intrigue and framing, and knows it wasn't Tyrion, but Tywin will make Tyrion guilty, to solve a family matter.
I've been on trial for that my entire life. I did not kill Joffrey, but I wish that I had.
Tyrion says this at his lowest point, to his father, Tywin, and to those he loves, and those who despise him.